Hello there, my beautiful pumpkins, and welcome back to the Pumpkin Patch. Hello, if you are new here, my name is Chloe Taylor, and on this channel, I believe that we have one of the most cozy, autumnal, vibey corners of the internet. So if you like my style, you like the way that I read, be sure to hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Pumpkin Patch. So before we get into this career reading, I just want to let those of you that are unaware know that I do have a Patreon. If you would like to support me as a creator, it really helps me out, allows me to keep making free content here on YouTube. If you join me over there, you get access to all of my pick a cards early. You get weekly energy tarot readings. You also get exclusive readings there that you won't be able to get anywhere else. And in the near future, we're going to be adding some cozy Lego / inner child streams, depending on what tier you join at. So definitely go over there and check it out if you are interested. Again, it really helps me as a creator make more content here when I have that support there. So those of you that are already patrons, I thank you so very much. And the second thing is I do now offer private readings over on my website, KhloeTaylor.com. You can book private readings with me. I do restocks pretty frequently, so definitely check it out. Go see if something is in stock over there, see what kind of readings we have. I offer quite a variety of them, as well as birth charts, and I love connecting with your energy. Just basically every week I'm connecting with you individually, and it's been such a great experience. So if you'd like to order a private or personal reading with me, I definitely would love to have you, and check that out at the link down below. Everything's going to be in the description box for you. So let's go ahead and talk about this reading. So this is going to be a career reading. We're going to look at basically the energy of your career, as well as like what might be coming up, where you need to be putting your energy, what might be blocking career stuff for you. We're going to be looking at all of it. So pile number 1, you have a piece of lapis lazuli up here. Pile number 2, you have a piece of howlite, and pile number 3, you have some angelite. So you can check the description for timestamps as well as the top pinned comment, and you can choose however you see fit, whether it is the crystal that you liked. Some people also look at the timestamps and see if their lucky number is present. You can also go based off of maybe just the thumbnail. You saw this and you were like, oh my goodness, that is the reading for me. So always trust your intuition and know that you are never going to choose wrong. So even if you felt drawn to multiple piles or even all 3, it is totally okay to watch all of them or one of them or 2 of them. Just know that your intuition is the most important key in that. So I'm going to go ahead and be quiet for about a minute or so, leave you with the meditation music to decide, and then we will get into your reading. All right, so pile number 1, if you chose the lapis lazuli, this is going to be your pile. So we're going to get into it, and we're going to start by looking at like the energy of your career. Even if you're not in a career right now, like the energy you need to be getting yourself into, basically. So we're going to start with some of these archetype cards first, and this is going to help you to understand the energy of the career that is meant for you, or maybe how to just get into a better position with the current career that you're in. So first and foremost, we have Monk Nun, and this card is coming in the upright position. So we are going to focus on the light attribute, and that says selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So this is a sign from your guides that if you do not feel spiritually aligned with the career field that you are in, then it is time to start getting aligned spiritually, because when you align with your spirit guides, with your higher self, that is when the career that you are really meant to be in has the potential to come to you. And you are definitely somebody that prefers to live a life that is more in devotion to spirits. Then we have for you Martyr, and this says learning to transcend nature of service to oneness or a cause. So this is about you actually wanting to commit yourself to creating change in the world, and creating change by being committed to a cause. Now, something that Spirit is reminding me right now to tell you is that oftentimes when we are committed to some kind of cause, there is always going to be a shadow attribute to that. There's always going to be an opposing side. There is always going to be somebody who does not agree with the thing that you are doing. And the thing is, you are not going to be for everyone. And that is something that Spirit is telling you now. You need to start eradicating this when it comes to your career, because if you are trying to please everyone with what you're doing, you are shooting yourself in the foot, basically. You are not able to be true to yourself and what you want to create, be, and do in this lifetime if you are trying to make your energy that is palatable for everyone. There's no way you're going to be able to do that. And the right people aren't able to find you in your line of work if you are trying to constantly be something for every single person. Now, we also, wait, there's another message there. Spirit is also saying that it's time to stop putting yourself down. It's time to stop throwing yourself a pity party. Don't get me wrong, I am never going to be the channeler that tells you not to throw the pity party. Sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need to have self-pity, and it's okay to express that and experience it. We don't need to spiritual bypass to get to the places that we want to in life. The thing is, if you've been throwing yourself a pity party, Spirit is literally telling you it's time to stop. It's time to move on from the pity party and start to move forward. Then we have for you Child Nature, and this says friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. So this is really funny that this is coming out, because some of y'all might have similar stories, but as a child, one of my favorite things to do was to go out into nature, just like by my parents' house, and just sing at the top of my lungs to all of like the critters around the area. And other people in the neighborhood would notice, and I just didn't care. Like, children are just so innocent. They just don't care. And they don't care who hears them. They're just having a good time vibing. And I feel like for you, this is something that Spirit is saying you need to start getting back to, letting yourself communicate with nature, getting out into nature, letting yourself experience childlike wonder in nature. And I know it might not be something that is committed to your career, or it doesn't feel very career based, but Spirit is saying your inner child is starving, and it might be that it's because you're pushing your career too much right now. Your inner child is starving and really wants to come out and play, and you haven't been giving the time and attention to your inner child. So like getting out into nature, rolling down grassy hills, if that sounds fun, singing to the animals and critters in the area, it will help your career. Then we also have for you the card Servant, and it says, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Now, let me put you on for a second. If you are somebody that owns some kind of a business, you do not ever need to work for free. Don't ever let somebody convince you that you are not allowed to charge for your services, because it is still an exchange of energy. You don't always have to charge money. It can be just like an exchange of services, but energy always wants to beget energy. So never feel like you have to just drain yourself in order to serve humanity. And Spirit is really saying that right off the bat. Like, don't be pricing yourself super low. let people pay you what you believe that you are worth, or have some kind of an exchange of energy. And when it comes to serving others, Spirit is also saying, even if you've this is for my entrepreneurs that sell some kind of service, excuse me, that throat chakra popping though. If you sell some kind of a service in your career, Spirit is saying that you need to also remember that even if you've only made like 1 or 2 sales, you need to really express gratitude for those sales. Like, those people, those souls came to you because Spirit wanted you to be the person to serve them in some way. And you might want to be like making more sales. You want to be like getting yourself like out of stock and having more, but you're not going to attract more until you start appreciating the people that you're serving that are right in front of you. And that is how you will bring more sales into your like sales page and stuff, is by, because that energy tracks. Like, even in the work that I do here right now, y'all can always tell when, and I know because I get comments, like, y'all can always tell when my energy is not vibing. Even if I sound like I'm vibing, you can tell when it's not. Like, I'll never forget when I was going through my mental health crisis last year, so many people were commenting like, Kloee, you sound so tired. And it's because I was, girl, like, or fam, it's because I was tired. Like, that energy tracks. So the more you can get yourself into a high vibrational state to actually serve, the better. And it doesn't mean that you have to like put yourself in this place of being serving continuously. It's good to take breaks, but really making sure that when you show up to serve, you're happy to be there. And if you're not, this is time to evaluate your career and decide how you actually want to show up. Not like, basically, don't just do things in the name of money. Also, do not lowball yourself. And you know what? That's not even, no. Spirit is also saying like, it is okay to want financial security from your business. Like, that is okay. It's not that it's like, the thing is, you don't want to just show up for a paycheck. You want to make sure that the work that you are doing, how you are serving the collective, is actually in alignment with you. That's what it is. Not just because you feel like, oh, this makes money and I've seen returns on it. Doing something because you actually feel called to do it and to be there. And if you don't, it's okay to go back out into the unknown and search for something else. Ooh, that was a big message. I just felt like a huge wash of relief come over me. Like, some of y'all really needed to hear that one. Okay, I'm just going to straighten these cards out for y'all a little bit. Also, I literally cannot ever, I am a literal child, and I can never say the word straight and not immediately think about the word gay. It's fine. I'm fine. My bisexual ass, it's fine. All right, so we do have some clarifiers for these cards as well that I will be sharing with you. So from the Mermaid Tarot, and I do link all of the decks that I share down below for you if you ever want to get them for yourself. This card is showing up pretty dark, and I think that is intentional. Like, not only the art, of course, is intentional, but Spirit is also saying that like, you feel very bogged down by your work right now. Even if you're not self-employed and you're somebody that just serves the collective in some way, you are feeling very weighed down by the work that you are doing. And it feels very heavy. Like, you've overcommitted yourself, fam. You've overcommitted yourself. You're not playing enough. You're being the martyr of your own life. You're not feeling super committed to Spirit. I think the reason all of these energies came out for you is because they are what you need to start embodying more of, because you're feeling very weighed down and heavy right now. When your career is meant to be something that is celebrated, something that feels light, happy, and healthy for you. So with this 10 of Wands, especially over our nature, our child nature, there's too much adulting going on. Basically, there's too much adulting going on, and Spirit is saying you need to start letting your inner child thrive. I talk about this all the time on my channel, how my inner child loves Lego sets. That's like what I give to myself whenever I want to connect with my inner child. I literally go straight for the toys. And so much so that on Patreon in the future, we're going to be doing some inner child streams, and I'm going to be putting together Legos with y'all and just having cozy chats. So like doing that inner child work, you're going to have to put down some of your responsibility in any way that you can. If this means taking like a quote unquote sick day for yourself or taking some time out, maybe looking at your schedule and seeing what can be shifted for another week, just so you can start to tend to yourself a little bit more and lift some of these burdens, because you're carrying a lot in terms of your career. Then we have for you King of Swords over the Monk Nun card. And this to me says that you are somebody that really is a direct channel from spirit. Like, everybody has the ability to channel. I will say this until I am literally blue in the face. Everybody can do that. However, you are somebody that actually really is tapped in, and it's easier for you. And the more that you open yourself up to that experience and actually connecting with spirit and letting spirit be the driving force behind the work that you're doing, the easier your career is going to pan out for you. So just be aware of that. Then we have for you the card of the Two of Cups over the Martyr. So this is really interesting to me because the Two of Cups often talks to us about like a very divine romantic partner, just like a very harmonious relationship. But it also talks about, oh, that's what this is about. Y'all, when it comes to your career, this is going to be a hard pill to swallow. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Like, I'm sorry if that's what you came to this reading for, was sugarcoating and positivity, but I'm going to give it to you completely real and exactly what this is, how the message is coming through. I read the cards and I channel from spirit. I am not here to sugar floss everything. I always say that I am not Willy Wonka. Like, I do not sugarcoat shit. So because this card is coming out over the Martyr, there are people in your life that are not vibrating where you are. And it doesn't mean that they are below you. I think that is something in this world that we need to stop saying, that we're like vibrating higher than other people. They are just not on the same frequency as you. And they are actually martyrs. And because of that, you have tapped into that martyr frequency, and it's like misery loves company, basically. Like, you're feeding their martyrdom and they're feeding your martyrdom. And because of that, neither of you are actually growing, and it's time to actually cut some cords with people. Your new life is going to cost you your old one. And that means relationships sometimes. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. This could also just be a friend that maybe you've been close to, or a group of friends that you've been close to. You definitely need to start putting some space between you and them. And this doesn't mean like, obviously, if the two of you are normally very supportive with each other, I'm not saying you need to like, maybe cutting the cord is a little too dramatic. For some of you, that is the case. You need to like literally walk away. But for some of you, it might just be taking a little bit of a break, or don't let their martyrdom energy affect you. Like, keep being optimistic and positive and hopeful if that's where you are in life right now. Don't let their energy overthrow you, because even if misery loves company, you do not have to vibrate on that same frequency. And I know that that can be a difficult message to hear, especially because, we love people in our lives. And I get the sense that that person is somebody very special to you, but you're going to have to make a little more space for yourself. Then over the Servant card, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And what this says to me is, through the service that you do, no matter what it is, you are going to be getting an increase of abundance. You might even be planning a new career path in some way right now. And Spirit is here to remind you that you don't have to be in service 24/7, but when you are serving from a good place from the heart, you are guaranteed success. Like, you are going to get an increase of wealth. Some of you, if you have careers in a certain field, you're going to be getting a raise. There is definitely Spirit is definitely saying that money is coming in for you. You are definitely getting a raise or something of that accord. So that is what we have for the clarifiers. Now, I do have some other cards here for us to look at as well. We have a couple from the Lumen Oracle, which I adore, one of my favorites. Y'all know we got a huge care package from Threads of Fate recently, and I have so many decks to share with y'all. This one is probably my favorite one, though. that I've had this one since before then, but y'all have seen this deck on my channel a lot. This is the Lumen Oracle. And it's like, look at how beautiful. Let me focus you. Look at how gorgeous these cards are. They're like shimmery and ethereal, and they are just the vibe. So you got Dare to Dream and I want to point out to you that there's this claw holding a gem. Remember in my last pick a card, some of y'all chose the pile that was like, test your boundaries with money. Like if you are struggling to make a certain amount, you need to find out where that limit is for yourself and push beyond it. Basically, the way that you do this is you close your eyes, you put your hands over your heart, and you say, I effortlessly make $1,000 or 200 or 100, wherever you need to start. And if that feels comfortable and believable in your body, you keep moving up the number until you hit something that makes you feel uncomfortable. So for example, if I sat here and did this, I would say, I can make $1,000 a month easily. That's easy. I can do that. I can make $2,000 a month easily. I can do that. I can make $5,000 a month easily. I can do that. I can make $10,000 a month easily. Easy. I can do that. I can make $20,000 a month easily. I can do that. It's for me, I cap off at about 50,000. I feel like that is where my personal limit is right now. But like $50,000 a month just sounds like a lot to hold. But that is like a really good exercise to help you understand where the glass ceiling is for you so that you can start to work on that limiting belief and push forward, because you have some really stanky beliefs, I'm not going to lie to you, about your financial well-being. And in order to transform it, you have to start rewriting the story that you tell yourself in your head. You need to dare to dream bigger. One of the scariest things that I ever learned how to do from a mentor was think about the number of money you would like to make in a month and double it. And that is now your new goal. So it can be scary because sometimes like the amount of money you want to make is already kind of a scary number for you, but double it. And I promise you, if you keep working on that energy, you will attract that amount of wealth. So dare to dream bigger for yourself. Then we have for you this beautiful card of withdraw. So once again, with that martyr energy, there is somebody or maybe a group of people in your life you need to withdraw into yourself for a little bit. And again, it doesn't mean that they're below you. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. It's literally, this is just a time for you to get your energy feeling good so that you can move forward into the next chapter of your life. And it's very important that you do this. Spirit is saying that when you withdraw, you are going to gain so much more confidence. You're going to be better at setting boundaries when it comes to your workload. It is truly what you need right now. And when you do this, you are actually going to gain so much clarity on your current prospects. So don't fear the withdraw. It's going to be a good time. People that love you and know you are still going to be there for you after the fact. All right. Now we have a couple of more cards for you just to know what kind of energies to start attaching your own energy to so that you can be the best version of yourself that you came here to be during this time where you're very career focused. So right off the bat, we have this card for you that says, gratitude is the life force of peace. So this card, gratitude is the life force of peace. This card is here to ask you to start a gratitude practice. So this could be a gratitude journal. That might be a really helpful thing for you. And actually, if you're wanting to get into gratitude journaling, where is my gratitude journal? I would love to share it with you because it's actually a really beautiful one that I got from Bow Life, which y'all know I love working with Bow Life. You can use 10 or pumpkin 10 for 10% off your order there. This video is not sponsored. I just really love the content and like the stuff that is provided there. I've literally spent my own money at this store. But if you're wanting to start a gratitude practice, I'm going to try to show this to you. This is a gratitude journal that Bow Life makes. Vanessa Samina, y'all might be familiar with her content here on YouTube. She's one of my favorite creators. It says My Gratitude and Mindfulness Journey. She has a black version, which is this one, and a white version, and it's black and gold or white and gold. The white one actually might be silver and black. or silver and white. I'm not 100%, but the pages look like this. And it's just like sitting down every day to write a little gratitude practice with yourself. And this can actually really, truly, I promise you, even if you don't buy a journal, even though I highly recommend that one because it's really nice, I'll link it down below for you. And remember, you can use pumpkin 10 to get 10% off of it. But if you decide to start practicing a gratitude like journal or taking on like making gratitude lists, it really will change the abundance and like it changes your whole life. I know it sounds very simple and a lot of spiritual people are up on it, but it really has the power to change your entire life because what you are thankful for, Spirit always delivers more of it to you. So just think about that. And Spirit is saying this is actually something that will help you right now with your career, being grateful for what you already have. And then lastly, we have this card of third eye activation, brow chakra, inner wisdom, and clear seeing. So you are highly intuitive. You're a highly intuitive individual, period. But your intuition is actually getting a boost right now. And you are having very clear visions of what you want your future to look like. And Spirit is telling you to trust this energy as it is coming through for you right now. You need to trust the visions that you have for your future because they're real. Like the reason you're having them or seeing these things is because they are meant to become your future, and your career is part of that. When you think of something for like having something for yourself and it feels like you get so giddy and excited about it, even though it's not here yet, that is a sign that like your soul came here to have that experience and you are meant to have it. Spirit does not give us like beliefs or inner feelings or inner knowings like that or visions like that for us to just not see them be fulfilled. So Spirit is saying to really trust your visions at this time, especially when it comes to your career. But that is what I have for you, pile number 1. I hope this reading helped you out. Please do not forget, when you stand in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. Definitely check out Bow Life and use my code pumpkin10 for a gratitude journal and like jewelry. Y'all have seen so much jewelry and crystals and stuff on my channel from there. I love Bow Life stuff. Truly, I wear her jewelry all the time. I don't have any on today, surprisingly, but most days, like you see them in my videos all the time. A lot of my rings come from there. But please, again, don't forget about that authenticity, queens, kings, thems, theys, gays. And if you would like to support me more, please do not forget about the Patreon. That is linked down below. You get weekly energy, tarot readings from me, early access to all of these videos, exclusive pick-a-cards. We're going to be doing some streams coming up soon for the inner child, which I'm really excited about. So definitely join me there. If you would like to book me for a private reading, don't forget to check out KhloeTaylor.com where you can book. I will never solicit you for a reading. So if you ever see this on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, anywhere else, I will never do that. Those are scammer accounts. You can only book through my website. That is the only place I will ever sell readings. I will never go to you directly. There's been a lot of scammers out lately on social media and it's not cute. Speaking of which, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm at Kloee Taylor. I have the actual Kloee Taylor handle, no dots, no underscores, no spaces. Everybody else is a scammer. And I also have, if you're curious, again, people do ask for it in the comments, so I keep mentioning it. I do also have my wish list listed down below for y'all. And if you would like to tip me for my readings, which also is something that supports me as a creator, I do pour everything back into my channel. So we buy like new decks, new lighting, things like that. If you would like to support me in that way, I do have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below. And lastly, I also have my podcast available every single Tuesday, new episodes, Divine Authenticity. Check it out if you would like to listen to more things. It's available everywhere you listen to podcasts. And I love you so much, Pumpkin. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I will see you next time. All right. Bye, Pumpkin. All right, pile number two, those of you that chose the Howlight, which is what this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start by getting into the energy of your career, or what energies you need to start exuding to be in alignment with your career. So right off the bat, we do have the Lover card. So I like this card. I feel like when I see it, it can mean several things. It can mean that, number one, it might be that you and a partner are going into business together in some way, but it also means great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. So Spirit is saying you need to bring the energy of being in love with your line of work. And if it is not that level of work for you, that is a sign that your soul is trying to tell you you are not meant to be in this career field that you're in, and you're the one that's going to know. Like, and I'm not saying you have to be in love with every single little thing that your career is. Like, there's always going to be pieces that are maybe more difficult or things you don't love doing, but in order to be in alignment with the career that is meant for you, you do need to be loving most of it. So if you do not love the stuff that you're making or creating or doing, that is a surefire sign that you're not in the right place. I feel like some of you came to this reading to question whether you're in the right career or not. And that is like your telltale sign. If you don't feel like you have an unbridled appreciation for this career, then it just might not be the one for you. And it might be time to actually make a change. We also have for you the card Child Orphan, which says independence based on learning to go in alone, conquering fear of surviving. So for you, one of your greatest lessons with your career, maybe you're somebody that has operated in survival mode a lot of your life, and a big learning lesson of your career is it's actually meant to take you out of survival mode. And you are learning through this career that it doesn't have to be like that. So if you feel right now like you're still in survival, this is something that your career over time will teach you, that you don't have to be in survival. And conquering that fear, because it's very real. I mean, unless you've experienced what that feels like, it's hard to even understand sometimes or explain, but just take it from somebody that knows. Like, my heart is really with you, pile number two, if you have had to live in survival. I've talked about this a lot, but I spent a decade plus in survival mode, barely making ends meet, sometimes not knowing when I was going to be able to eat, losing a home, almost having my car repoed. Like, I have been through it in survival. And even now in my own career, I am learning that I have to start putting that energy down because it's not serving me and it's hurting me. And for you, this is the same thing. So basically, I'm also getting a lot of like re-romanticizing why you fell in love with the career field that you're in or wanting to go in the first place. Like, what made you love it? Because that is what you need to get back into. We also have the card Prostitute, and hear me out. For some of you, this might be like an OnlyPans sort of situation. And I'm going to tell you right now, sex work is work. Like, that is the stance that I, as a reader, take. And I am never going to judge or shame somebody for doing that kind of work. So if you thought that this was a channel that had some kind of thing against that, you're not in the right place. But this card, it doesn't mean that you need to go out and be a prostitute. I want you to pay attention to the energy of the card, which accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So here's that word survival again, where this card and the energy of this, when it comes to career, you don't need to negotiate with people based off of your own personal power. Like, you don't need to dim what you do. You don't need to price yourself lower. You do not have to put yourself down or disempower yourself in any way to claim what is rightfully yours, which abundance is your birthright. As a human being having this experience here, abundance truly is your birthright, and you don't need to dim or put yourself down or in a box to receive. And some of you might actually run, like I said, OnlyPans, because I'm not trying to get demonetized, but the thing that rhymes with OnlyPans, basically. Some of you might actually have businesses like that. And this is a reminder that you don't need to go in and start lowering all of your prices or changing them in order to receive that which you desire. Just own the person that you are and continue to empower and pamper yourself. And then we have for you the Messiah, which is serving humanity with humility. So no matter what kind of service you are in, whether it's a PANS kind of vibe or it's a maybe you do some kind of divination. Maybe you offer some form of art service. Whatever it is that you offer as a service to the world, even if it's in your career, you could be in fast food, you could be in the medical industry, you could be in big tech. In some way, it serves humanity. And you are being asked to get back in alignment with how you are a servant to humanity and how the thing that you do actually helps people, because I would say every single job on the face of the planet or career on the face of the planet is in service in some way. It helps, whether it is like you serving another boss that helps them to do their job effectively. There is always going to be service in it. And for you, you need to reconnect with the energy of serving with humility, serving just to serve, not necessarily because there is always an expectation of what you're going to get back. And these energies will help you in your career to attract more abundance and to find your true power, which is already within you. So we're going to get some clarifiers down on these cards just to see what's going on. I love how you literally got Messiah and prostitute in the same reading. I honestly think that's really beautiful, because even if you think about like the literature of like Jesus, right? Even at like any of y'all with religious trauma, like, I'm so sorry if this, like, I'm not trying to be offensive bringing this up. I totally understand religious trauma. I've been there. I've done that. I've got the t-shirt and the trauma. Okay. But just as from like a literature basis, I'm not giving you any like beliefs or anything like that. I personally don't even believe in the Bible. I believe that it is a book of, parables, if you will. But even if we think about like the literature of Jesus, right, the Messiah, he didn't judge prostitutes. He sat with them. He loved them. He gave them love. And so like, I feel like that's a big part of it too. I'm also getting this, like, you need to step out of this realm of judgment, no matter what that looks like for you in your career. Maybe you judge coworkers or judge other accounts if you're somebody that works for yourself. And there is this like layer of stepping out of judgment and sitting with others. So now we're going to put some clarifiers down on these cards, starting with prostitute and ending with Messiah. So we are using the Mermaid Tarot for this, and I will link these cards, every deck that I use, down below for you. First and foremost, you have 8 of Pentacles under prostitute. So this to me says that whatever service you are offering, as long as you continue to work on empowering yourself, no matter what it is, you are going to make money in this field. You are going to attract wealth. You are going to attract money and opportunities. But please know that it may not come without doing a little bit more work to get what you are trying to do off the ground, because the 8 of Pentacles is working hard and dedicated towards something. Then we have for you over the Lover card, the 10 of Swords. So this, I feel like you maybe are feeling a little bit defeated by the work that you have. And because of that, it's leaving you frustrated. It's leaving you feeling like, why am I even doing this? Because the 10 of Swords is defeat. It is literally like utter defeat. Like, look at this card. It's literally a mermaid that has been stabbed in the back 10 times. So this also might feel like some form of like self-betrayal that's coming through. And the thing is, you're feeling overwhelmed because you have lost sight of how beautiful the work that you do is. That is a theme that keeps coming up throughout this reading, is that like, even if pile number 1 talked about this a little bit too, so the readings may be linked. If you were feeling called to pile number 1, you might want to go listen to it. But even when you receive like an order, like let's say you're in business for yourself, even when you receive an order, Spirit sent that person to you to book with you or to order something from your store. And that is a gift in and of itself. And when you start to look at people like numbers, like figures, like money, instead of looking at your business as a like beautiful connection or offering something to someone, it will leave you feeling depleted and defeated. So you need to get reconnected with what the purpose was of getting into the line of work that you're in originally. And maybe you're someone that you're in a line of work because you feel like you have to be there to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Spirit is saying there's nothing wrong with wanting to make sure that you eat, that your bills are paid. But Spirit is also saying that eventually this is going to leave you depleted and you need to start thinking about what it is that you actually love to do. Even astrologically speaking, we have Saturn still moving through the sign of Aquarius. And this is the humanitarian sign. This is all about the digital age. We are seeing such an uprising of entrepreneurs right now. It is insane. There are careers now that exist that did not exist 10 years ago. My career did not exist in the same way that it does now 10 years ago. Like, there is insane opportunity for you to grow and expand, and you do not have to go to this lifeless job day in and day out. You do not have to sell literally your soul. The soul is rising out of this mermaid. You do not have to sell your soul to something that you don't love anymore. And this might be like the rude awakening that you really needed to hear from Spirit. So then we have for you the 5 of Wands over the Child Orphan card. And this to me, the 5 of Wands, I'm just going to give it to you straight. It is the dick measuring card, okay? It is chaos for chaos's sake. It is creating chaos. And it doesn't actually help anyone. Like it's just people fighting for no good reason. And for you, this might be that you're like circling this survival mentality and it's keeping you stuck where you are. And Spirit is saying there is a different way. There is a better way. You don't have to keep fighting other people and fighting yourself to be seen and heard. And if you find that this like dramatic, or maybe you're surrounded by a lot of drama in your work, Spirit is saying that you do not have to exist in this realm. You don't have to tolerate it. And you are allowed to conquer this. You are allowed to conquer this and overcome this and move on. Ooh, Chile. And then over the Messiah, we have the Tower. I really hate to leave anybody coming from my readings feeling bad about their situation, and I am not trying to fearmonger in any sense of the matter. I am just channeling. I always tell y'all I'm not Willy Wonka. I do not sugarcoat shit. I am not the Candyman. If that's what you came here for, you are on the wrong channel. Of course, we do readings on this channel that are meant to be more gentle. This is not one of them. You have the Tower over the Messiah, which basically tells me that your career is getting overturned regardless. If you do not start looking for something else in your line of work and realigning yourself, it is going to fall apart. So if your business, especially if you're in business for yourself and your business is your baby, you need to start finding ways to appreciate that business because it will collapse if you don't. And the thing is with the Tower, this is usually something that we have built up that has to come crumbling down because we have lost sight of what is actually important to us. And I'm actually going to pull some extra cards for you, pile number 2, because I don't feel like I pulled enough to get this reading, like especially this chunk of the reading. I'm going to pull some extra cards for you. So we're just going to get a little shuffle in here with this pastel Dreams. This is from Vanessa Samina. I love this deck. It's one of my favorites. If you shop on her store, Bow Life, you can get 10% off if you use my code pumpkin10. Please do use it. Save yourself some money if you decide to pick up any of her decks, gratitude journals, crystals. Her store is phenomenal. A lot of the jewelry I wear, I'm not wearing any today, unfortunately, but a lot of the jewelry I wear on my channel also comes from her store. So we're just going to give these one more little toss through, and then we're going to, Spirit, what can we do right now? What can pile number 2 do to not deal with this Tower? Like, what can we be doing right now? We have the 8 of Swords, we have the 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands. Okay, so what you can do right now, pile number 2, is if this sounds like you and you're like freaking out about this tower, number one, you need to understand that it is a figment of your imagination, meaning it's real and it has real consequences if you don't get it under control. But you are worrying yourself to death right now. You are worrying about things that are not helping you at all. Like, it is all just a mental construct that is coming from you. And right now, there aren't any real repercussions. It's all going on in your head. However, Spirit is saying you got one of like, this might be hard for you. So I'm not trying to downplay that, but you got really easy answers to this problem. And that is, you need to start celebrating your life and remembering the magic that it is to just be alive. Because the Four of Wands is the card of celebration. And then you have the Six of Wands, which is literally about like peacocking and like showing off and gaining recognition just for being your most authentic, beautiful self. So this is the energy that we need to start stepping into. And even if it means you have to start like doing things before you actually believe that they're going to make a difference, that is the energy you want to start running straight towards. So for example, again, I would never tell you to spiritual bypass. Always do what you need to do to get to the underbelly of things before you ever commit to any kind of practice that is going to push you forward, because I am not that kind of person either. I do not recommend spiritual bypassing. I think it makes us have to come back to things later, and sometimes it's harder to work with later. So do not spiritual bypass. Do not get invested in toxic positivity. I am not trying to tell you that this is like the only way. I always also want to remind you, as a disclaimer, I am not a mental health professional. So if you need mental health assistance, please make sure that you are reaching out to a mental health professional, because if you are using my readings as a replacement for that, you're using them wrong. But the thing I want to say is like something that has really helped me in this similar instance that might be helpful to you is I have been going through it mentally. Y'all know that from like, if you listen to my podcast, if you listen to any of like a lot of like the content I've put out over the last year. I really went through it last year, and it's still kind of a little bit into this year, but it's getting a lot better, and it has been getting better. But something that I have started doing that has really helped me is literally saying affirmations that go into my mental health. So I'm not telling you that this is going to cure your mental health. I'm not telling you this is going to be the end all be all. I'm just giving examples from my life that have been helpful. And I tell myself every day that I am mentally well. And I tell myself every day that my window of tolerance is expanding. Because for me, my window of tolerance really got shot to hell last year. And I've had to really work to expand that window of tolerance so that I'm not in fight or flight mode, constantly feeling anxious. And for you, it might just be adding some of those affirmations that will really help you. So notice how it feels in your body if you decide to say those things. And affirmations in general, Spirit is saying would be helpful to you, like speaking over your life. This is something that some of you possess a gift that is going to really help you. And also dressing up for your day, I'm hearing from Spirit. Like if you're somebody that always is just like chilling in PJs, don't get me wrong, I'm a Taurus. We love that energy, but sometimes it can make us feel like that is the energy we're always sitting in. So Spirit is just reminding you that it might be a good idea to like peacock, flaunt what you have a little bit, you know, not like dress in a way that makes you not feel like confident about yourself, but like flaunt whatever makes you feel confident about yourself. And don't hesitate to like get dressed up for yourself, basically. So celebrate life, find the joy in living, look for that, seek that out, ask Spirit to show it to you, and start like getting more into yourself and expressing yourself authentically and knowing that these thoughts are just thoughts. They are not who you are. So that is what we have for that. Now we have some more cards. I'm not done. For you, we also have some cards from the Lumen Oracle, which is one of my favorites, from Threads of Fate. Again, link down below. We have for you Connect to the Heart. So if you're really confused about this reading and you're like, what the heck, Chloe? I don't even know what is going on. Connect back to your heart. ask your heart what it wants to live through this experience. And you can do that by doing like heart breathing, where you literally breathe into your heart, like putting your hands over your heart and just imagine your breath circling around the heart. You can listen to heart chakra music to get in touch with your heart. Heart chakra tea. There's a great one from Buddha Teas that I'll link down below for you. And there's so many ways to connect to the heart space. And Spirit is saying that like this is something you need to do right now in order to help your career. Now we also have the card of the Seeker, and when this one comes out in terms of career, this tells me that you are moving the goalpost too quickly. So once you've accomplished something, it's literally like you turn around and go, okay, what's next? What are we doing next? What are we doing next? Instead of celebrating every single stage of this current reality that you're experiencing. So this is, again, getting back in touch with celebration with that card over here. You need to get back in touch with celebrating your life, letting life be a celebration, getting excited about things, celebrating with yourself or with people that you know that want to support the person that you are, and not like making something really amazing and then immediately moving the goalpost. Because I get the feeling that there's too much, especially if you're in business for yourself, you're moving too quickly. And because of that, you're not taking the time to actually live in the moment. And it's hurting you because it's starting to make you hate the work that you do. So even in your day to day, even if you don't work for yourself and you work somewhere else, like for somebody else, it makes you start to hate your job when you move from thing to thing to thing and you don't stop to say, wow, I did that task so well. I'm so great at this, right? So you could also, if you have a good relationship with your boss, if you have a boss, I would tell them that you would really like some praise. Like, can you tell me what I'm doing good right now? Because that would be helpful for me, you know? Reconnecting with your joy in the workplace. All right, we have two more cards here for you, pile number 2. So we have this card, which this is meant to help you like understand any blockages that you might be carrying in your career right now. And this card says, eliminate distractions. Stop shining light on things that you are not. How can you reclaim your power? So again, this is here to remind you that if you are in business that is not supporting the person that you are and who you would like to become, Spirit is ultimately saying to you that you're distracted. You have to stop giving your light and giving yourself to things that are hurting you, because if you don't, it's going to be pushed out of your life. That's why the Tower showed up for you, because it's burning you down so hard that Spirit is going to come in and remove it if you don't start taking better care of yourself. That's really what this is boiling down to. And you also, it says on here, how can you reclaim your power? So you might want to journal on that prompt. And then lastly, we have for you angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. So this is literally your angel guides showing up in this reading for you to remind you that they are here for you. You have angel spirit guides literally around you right now, and they are keeping you safe and protected. Let yourself be held by the angelic realm. And let me know in the future if you want to see a message from your angels, because I haven't done one of those in a long time, and I am feeling like channeling some divinity in the coming weeks. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. Your reading, I know, was a lot. I know it was a little intense. I had to lay it down a little bit. But I hope this reading helped you out. Please don't forget to check out the Patreon if you want to support me as a creator. I do weekly energy updates over there with tarot. We do exclusive pick-a-cards. You get early access to all of these videos before they ever come here. And you also get, like, there's going to be streams that we're going to be doing soon, some inner child streams where I'm going to be building some Legos and chatting with y'all. So if you want to be a part of that, definitely check out the Patreon. I also have started offering private readings on my website, KhloeTaylor.com. If you want to book me for a personalized reading, you can. Link for that is down below as well. Those do sell out very quickly, so make sure that you are checking the stock for it, because I tend to sell out like almost as soon as I mention it in a video, they get sold out of stock. So make sure you're checking that out. If you want to book a personal reading with me, I have quite a variety, as well as birth charts I offer there too. So if you've ever wanted to know more about your own astrology, I do offer the inner planets and houses reading. And if you would like to help me in another way, I also have my wish list and my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below. I always accept tips for my readings if I touched you in some way, but it's never expected, but always appreciated. And lastly, of course, I have my podcast. New episodes every single Tuesday. It's called Divine Authenticity. It's available everywhere you listen to podcasts. I would love to have you as a listener. Link for that down below as well. And please do not forget, when you stand in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I'll talk to you again next time, Pumpkin. Bye. Hello there, pile number 3. If you chose the Angelite, which is this crystal here, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to go ahead and put this crystal down over here, and we're going to get right into these first 4 cards. And these first 4 cards are basically going to be the energy that you need to find yourself in for your career to like move a little bit smoother, I guess you could say. And just like, even if you're unemployed right now, this is like the energy that is really going to support you and help you the most right now. So we have right on the top, Avenger, desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or one's self. So first and foremost, in your career, you are somebody that has a desire to take some very serious action because you want to see change in this world, and you are a change maker. You are somebody that is meant to help change this world. Then we have for you, Advocate, inspires you to put compassion into action. So you also advocate for people or for others, or this could also be in the realm of like life coaching too, because you inspire you to put compassion into action. That is something that a life coach would do. So I don't know if you specifically are into life coaching, you might be, but when you advocate for others, this also helps you to change the world from that perspective. I also love that this card is showing us an image of this beautiful red-headed figure with, it looks like there's like a plant in front of them that they're giving life to. I feel like you're somebody that really helps give life to other people, like get them back into believing in themselves, in their dreams, and getting them set up on the right path. So you might actually be somebody that has done a lot of work on yourself, because you cannot advocate for others and help them through things that you yourself have not worked through. So really cool. Then we have for you the energy of the Alchemist, which says transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. What did I just say to you? I literally just said that you're somebody that has probably worked through a lot of difficulties or done a lot of your own work, because you have to have the wisdom in order to help other people work through this in their own lives. You have to have gained the wisdom yourself. So literally, you are an alchemist. You are somebody that is able to transform things into golden nuggets of wisdom that other people need. Then we have the card of Bully for you that says, highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So you also might be somebody that even if you want to be like all love and light, there is a side of you that needs to push people a little bit. And some people literally will hire people to do this for them because they need somebody to push them a little bit. And for you, that is like a good energy for you to exist in. You're going to have to get comfortable with pushing people a little bit, not physically like hurting people or hurting people in general. It literally is just like, I wouldn't even say like intimidating. It does say intimidating others, but I don't even think you're meant to be like super intimidating unless this is something that they've communicated with you that they need. But it also helps you to confront your own inner fears if you are being intimidated. So this is also a reminder that in your career, if you're not being challenged, you will become bored. So Spirit says that your line of work is meant to be a little bit more on the challenging side. Not that you're not allowed to create ease and peace, this, because I do get the feeling that that is something that is important for you, pile number 3, but you do need something to challenge you. And actually, Spirit is telling me, pile number 3, to remind those of you that drew this pile that peace and ease is a very divine feminine attribute. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that. Literally nothing. It's honestly, in today's world, we don't have enough of the divine feminine and we're seeding more of it in. However, there can be too much of a good thing. Sometimes when we set our sights on too much ease, too much peace, I believe that there is an ability to have too much, in the sense that it can actually promote a lack of motion. And the thing is, you don't want to be all encased in divine feminine. You want to allow your divine masculine energy to come out as well. This is going to be the energy of forward momentum. So if you feel like you're creating a lot of peace and ease in your life, you need to remember that it's okay to also have forward momentum, to work towards your goals. Everything is not always supposed to be easy. And there can be such a thing as too much of a good thing. Even things like peace and ease, they can become too much of a good thing, and we need to counterbalance with the divine masculine energy, which all of us do have that. We have to embrace that get up and go sometimes, that seeking energy, and not just taking like a passive role constantly. Now, again, I'm not trying to demonize either side to you. They both have their rightful places, but Spirit is just reminding me to remind you that this might be a fear that you have to work through. You're maybe feeling intimidated by other people that don't create a lot of ease and peace in their life. And if that is the case, if there's any intimidation going on, it's because you are meant to also start to balance that divine masculine energy within you as well. So that might have been a very specific message for just a couple of you, but Spirit was just telling me to remind you of that the energies do need balancing, and there can be too much divine femininity sometimes. I feel like, especially in the spiritual community, we're seeing a big influx of divine feminine energy, and there's nothing wrong with it. I want to make that very, very, very clear. I would never demonize that energy to you. I myself am seeking more ease and peace in my life. I talk about this with one of my really good friends all the time, but I also recognize where that energy, if we experience so much of it that we are being completely passive, it doesn't actually give us the results that we are wanting from life. So just a gentle reminder there that in your career, that might be something that you need to be thinking about. Now, we're going to put some clarifiers down on these cards just to get a little bit more of the bigger picture. So we're using the Mermaid Tarot for this, and I will be linking every deck that I use down below. So we have Judgment for you, and this is about standing up as a leader. You are a leader in your own right in terms of your career. You are meant to stand up and lead. You are not meant to be at the bottom of the totem pole. So if that is you right now, you need to start setting your sights higher, because you have the ability to transmute everything that you have learned into golden wisdom and actually get that promotion, or get into a place where you are just like the ultimate leader and becoming your own boss. Then with the Avenger card, we have the High Priestess. And I love this card because doesn't she just kind of look like this figure here, or they rather, don't they just kind of look like they are here to serve some serious mystical justice? And you have this over the Avenger card, which the Avenger card, allow me to remind you, says, desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. So I get the sense that you really do have a lot of divine feminine mystical energy within you. And I say that because we have the moon present back here, and the moon is overtly very divine feminine energy when it is put in imagery. And with that being said, you are looking to literally alchemize and create magic in terms of helping society. So, like, literally setting intention for a brighter world, a brighter future, and getting yourself into a line of work that really aligns with raising the consciousness of the collective because you want to see better for humanity or better for society. I'm wondering if you have any major Aquarius placements in your chart. This would be like any planets in Aquarius. You could be in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, Sun, Moon, rising Venus, Mars, Neptune, any of the planets basically. I'm wondering if you have any major Aquarian energy because Aquarius is the humanitarian of the zodiac. Then we have for you the Two of Swords over the Advocate. And I love this for the Advocate because literally, look at these two figures going at it, literally going to bat. And this is you going to bat for humanity, going to bat for other people, maybe even fighting them in some way so that they see things in a way that makes more sense to them. Like, it's almost like giving a little bit of tough love vibes to someone. You might be somebody that has to bring in a little bit of tough love from time to time in your line of work. And it's okay to press that sometimes. People need to hear it. And then over the Bully card, we have the Fool. So I think this is also a reminder for you not to be acting like a fool in your career, because with the bully coming out, maybe there is somebody in your line of work that is a little bit of a bully. And if that is the case, you are not meant to pay that attention at all. You are not meant to pay that any mind. Maybe there's somebody that's like, you don't work with them directly. They could just be in the same line of work as you. And they just like, especially if it's like in the online world, they might just be like in that same field. It could be a legitimate coworker, but you are not meant to pay that attention at all. You are meant to continue to just progress on your own and to literally just like let yourself go where your heart is taking you, not to pay like negative, like naysayers or anybody who's trying to push you into a corner. This could also be family. I'm hearing like family is trying to like shit on your dreams, and Spirit says, do not pay that any mind. You need to just keep going in the direction. Keep following your own true North Star because there is some big things in store for you. Then in terms of your career, we're going to be looking at some oracle cards. I have some of the Lumen oracle cards here, which some of my favorite from Threads of Fate. Y'all already know. I show you this deck all the time because it's truly one of my favorites. So this deck, you got the Revolutionary. So literally when I talked about the humanitarianism, the Revolutionary is somebody who literally starts a revolution. Like, you are such a change maker in your niche, in your field. Like, if you have any ideas, you need to start taking them to, like, especially if you work with somebody else, either I'm hearing you need to branch off and do something on your own, or you need to take that idea farther up the ladder because you have innovative ideas that are wanting to be born through you, through your intuition, and you are meant to revolutionize the field that you are in or the one that you are trying to get into. The world literally is supporting you. The universe is supporting you through this because you have something grand to offer. And it's really important that you push through your own mental blocks behind this, whether it is sharing this in a corporation that you're like a part of or a line of work that you're a part of, or you going off and creating your own revolution in the workplace. Like, something that I saw that I felt like was really revolutionary recently was, some of y'all maybe have seen them. I can't remember what their name is. They're on TikTok, and it's this person that, like, their company that they own, every single person, including themselves, makes the same amount of money. And they basically do like universal income for everybody in the company. Even she, who is the owner, makes and gets paid out the same amount of money as all the other employees. And I feel like that is like such a revolutionary idea that a lot of companies don't do. So things like that, where you are revolutionizing the workspace, and this is a big part of your life mission. It's why you're here listening to this reading, Spirit is saying. And then you also have higher perspective. So those of you, I can hear it. There are some of you that are like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. What are you talking about? Da, 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 da. I'm not even in a career, or you're in one and you're not satisfied. Spirit is saying you need to go to your higher self. You need to get in either meditation, get into a state of flow. Maybe you're somebody that reads tarot cards. Maybe you need to like book a reading. It doesn't have to be with me, with another reader that you trust, whoever. I'm not trying to like advertise right now to you. It's not about that. You do not have to see me as a reader. It could be me or anybody else. But getting in touch with your higher self and what your higher self wants you to work through in terms of your career, because you do have a higher self that is guiding you right now. So if you're really unsure and this message feels like it's like too big for you to hold, your higher self is here to say, hey, you need to listen to your higher perspective, because you already internally know. And your higher self is literally trying to communicate with you right now that you already have the answers for this. And if you're having trouble with it, like I said, get out your own tarot deck if you have one and start looking. Or if you're good and like feel good about meditation, you can go into meditation. You can do like literally meet your higher self guided meditations on YouTube would work. You can, like I said, hire like another reader to look into it for you. There are so many ways to get in touch with your higher perspective if you are not sure, but you are here to revolutionize something, and that is what you want to get to the bottom of. So I'm just putting that out there that like, you do already know. If you're feeling confused about this, you do not have to continue to be confused. There are so many ways to get to the bottom of this. And everything in like spirit is also saying that everything around you right now is a sign. Like if you're seeing repeating numbers, if you're seeing certain kinds of birds, if you're seeing certain kinds of butterflies, if you're noticing like any kind of symbol show up anywhere, spirit is reminding you that your higher perspective is like you are being guided by your higher self when you receive messages like that. So just throwing it out there. Then I have a few more cards for you in this pile. We have a couple more. We have one, these cards I always use as kind of like, if there's any blockages in your way, this is a card that will kind of help you in that regard. So this is from the Unshakable Peace Oracle, and it looks like this. And it says, Great Awakening, walk in your truth, stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? Literally, with that spiel I just gave you on the higher perspective, you're literally being asked, how can you start trusting yourself more? Because I immediately felt that in my energy. I was like, ooh, some of y'all really don't think you do have a big purpose here. Some of you are really confused about that. And there's nothing wrong with being confused. I just want you to know that you don't have to sit in that. There are so many ways that you can start getting in touch with your higher self and your own higher perspective. You don't even need to hire somebody to help you do that. You have the power. If you really feel like you need to, obviously you can, but there are so many ways to get in touch with that grander vision. And spirit is literally just piggybacking off of what I just said. You are awakening to that truth and you need to stand firm in it. So journal on this prompt. How can you trust yourself more? Spirit is saying you need to come up with a list of at least 5 to 10 things of how you could start trusting yourself more. And you, again, punch it into YouTube, how to trust yourself more, and just see what comes up. Then we have for you the Earth Star Activation, Anchoring Grounded Action, Isis Energy. So this is all about taking grounded action towards the things that you are creating in your life. And when you take grounded action, you anchor it in. Like, this is when we take like an idea that's in our higher perspective and we start to actually take action on it in the physical now reality. So this is what spirit is asking you to do right now, is to actually start taking action on it, not just letting it sit in your consciousness. You need to ground these ideas, ground these things into reality by sharing of them, by doing something with them, by getting clear on your mission, because you can, Pile number 3, you came here for something very serious and you need to start figuring it out instead of just saying to yourself over and over again that you don't know. Spirit is literally coming through me to tell you you need to start doing everything you can to get clear, because this mission is important and you have an important role to play in helping others to become alchemists, to advocate for themselves. And as you basically help strengthen others, it will literally start to change the world. So get into it, yeah. As Doja Cat would say, get into it, yeah. In any case, thank you so much for tuning in. That is what I have for you, pile number 3. Do not forget to check out the Patreon if you would like early access to these videos, weekly energy readings with the tarot, as well as exclusive readings, monthly. There's like a monthly card. We're going to be adding a rune reading in every month soon, and some inner child live streams that I'll be doing over there. So definitely come and join the Patreon. If you would like to book me for a personalized reading, you can do so at KhloeTaylor.com. I will never come to you personally and solicit you for a reading. So if you ever see that on Instagram, TikTok, anything like that, it's not me. There's a lot of scammer accounts going around. You can only book through my secure website where, again, I will never come to you and ask you for a reading. So please know if you ever see that, it's coming from a scam account. I am at Kloee Taylor. That is my @ There's no dots, no underscores, no spaces. I have the true handle of Kloee Taylor, spelled just like it is here, no underscores, no spaces, no dots. But you can book private readings with me or birth charts. I also offer those. So link down below, or just head to KhloeTaylor.com. I also have my, if you would like to tip me for my readings or send a gift, I have my wish list, my Cashapp, my Venmo, my PayPal listed down below for you. If you would like to send me a gift or send me a tip if this reading resonated, if it helped you, I certainly appreciate it. No expectation there, but all the information is down below. And of course, don't forget to check out my podcast, new episodes every single Tuesday. It's called Divine Authenticity. It's available everywhere you listen to podcasts. And pile number 3, please do not forget, when you stand in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. I love you so much, pumpkin, and I'll catch you next time.